Yo, Space Gang, welcome to the BK Space Show where society meets pop culture. I am your host, the BK Space, and now I'm here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
Alright, Space Gang, do me a favor and head over to www.thebkspaceshow.com. That's www.thebkspaceshow.com, where you can get all the audio and video and purchase some really cool merch like mugs and this really cool society and pop culture hoodie. Now, Novacaine, do me another favor and tell them what else they gotta do.
Head on over to Spotify. That's right, Spotify, and leave us a 5-star rating. 5-star rating, and head over to Apple Podcasts where you can leave us a written review. And you can leave 5 stars there as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hit them with the thank you. All right, Space Gang, without further ado, we're going to get into this show. Stay tuned. All right, Space Gang, what's good? Welcome back to the show. You know what we about to be talking about today, because I told you last week in the BK Space Show Minute that we are going to be talking about the Batman. We got our homie, our honorary guest host from time to time. Stop it.
You don't want to say the Batman.
Yes,
it was nobody but you.
The Batman.
The Batman.
In a world. We got Ace.
You sound like Morgan Freeman and the Allstate, man. How you sound like both of them?
At the same time.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Okay. All right. Let me try this again. All right, Space Gang. We got.
Leave that in there.
We got our unofficial honorary guest host that pops in from time to time. Ace McFly. What's good, man?
Welcome back.
What's going on, my people?
Welcome back.
So, we're talking about the Batman. So, I don't even know where the movie was so good. I don't even know where to start. Like,
was it really that good?
Okay, we can start there because the internet is like back and forth on this one. For me personally, it's like my second favorite Batman movie.
Okay. What's the first?
Batman 1989. I can't shake it. Now that I had some time to think about it, Michael Keaton is still my guy.
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then that's the 1989 is the one with the Penguin.
No, that's
not the nipple suit Batman. Is
no.
That's George Clooney.
1989 Batman is the one with Jack Nicholson.
Oh,
as the Joker.
Okay,
yeah. Hold on. Didn't George Clooney have like a back credit card in that movie too?
Yes, I think so.
It was ridiculous.
I think so. That whole movie was. That movie doesn't exist. We're not going to talk about that today.
All right. So, what made me like this movie so much is it felt like a Batman comic book movie.
Okay.
Like watching it, it felt like Batman. It didn't feel like some cheap copy of them trying to remake what makes Batman good. It just gave us what makes Batman good. My biggest con was like the Riddler. But we're going to get deeper into the conversation. We're going to get deeper into the conversation as we go. But just, hey, since you're the guest, give us and you're in the middle of the screen right now. Give us a synopsis of just a quick rundown of what you thought about the movie. Just a quick 2-3 sentences.
It was probably, it's probably even with my favorite Batman, which was Dark Knight. Dark Knight was my favorite one. The only con I had for it was actually it's really not even a con. It just speaks to the earlier comics and the year one comics where he was getting his ass whooped. But besides that, I have no really. Yeah, I don't have any real disagreements with it or anything where I would have changed. Riddler, I understood why they did it that way. Yeah, it makes sense. So I'm cool with that. well, I'll get into that later. I won't even say that part, but
Okay,
I was good with it.
let me rephrase. I don't think the Riddler was a con. I just didn't like certain aspects of the Riddler.
Okay.
In this context, let me say it that way. All right, Novacaine, quick rundown.
Nah.
What you felt about the Batman?
My biggest gripe with the Batman is definitely how long it was. I think that they could have made the same film within 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Good point.
There were a couple of scenes that were a little drawn out. Overall, I did score it an 8 out of 10 movie, though. It is a really good film. And I am proud of Robert Pattinson. A lot of people counted him out. I was one of the few people that was like, well, he's an actor. Actors can do different things. So
Yeah.
and he's not a bad actor. So I was like, I just didn't know what type of Batman to expect. So I actually went into this movie with no expectations. I didn't know what type of movie it was going to be. So I was really excited that they went with the old school noir feel and the detective movie.
Yeah, I think that's what I liked about it the most. We finally had a detective noir Batman. And I was like, this is finally, other than Michael Keaton Batman, who was like detective light, he did have moments, but not like this. I mean, the reason I like the Michael Keaton Batman so much is like that one opening scene when we first see him, how he's in the shadows. This Batman kind of gave me that vibe all the way through the movie.
Yes.
Michael Keaton was like a bit more in the light. So I think that's why I endure that movie. So, and I adore that aspect of it. Let's start here. Opening,
Okay.
The opening sequence. We see
That's my favorite part.
like the first 10 minutes of the movie as a whole.
Amazing.
For me was good. I think like that because it opens with the kid across the street. Somebody's watching the kid across the street in their apartment or whatnot. And see, in my mind, I was like, tell me we ain't going back through the whole, we got to see through Bruce being a kid again. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't.
Over
Yeah, already. I was like, oh, here we go. We got to watch Bruce grow up for another 10 minutes. This is going to be trash. And then
we got to see his parents die again.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, I'm tired of seeing him die. Okay. Just like with Uncle Ben, I'm tired of seeing him die. Just, what did you think about the opening? Like, because that was my thoughts, but I was wrong. So
go ahead, Ace. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the opening, the exact same thing. I was like, all right, we don't want to see. All right, we know he's gonna be in the alley. They're gonna die, and he's gonna blah blah blah, and maybe whatever after that. It's like, no, we don't want to see that. But when I realized it wasn't that. And I realized what was actually happening. I was like, yo, somebody's watching somebody. And,
the breathing thing was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. This is a spoiler cast. Like, we were talking about all of this.
Yeah. We spoiled it.
Then cool.
Spoiled that
Even
thing.
watching the kid, he's playing in the living room and watching. It was almost like what's that? Born Identity.
Yeah.
Born Supremacy.
Okay.
Where Jason Bourne was watching the detective or the agent from a distance, and he was like, your office needs to be clean or something, whatever it was he said. And they looked out the window and was like, oh, he out here somewhere. And you kind of get that same feel of, yo, it's about to get deep.
Yeah.
It's about to get deep.
Yeah.
So it was dope. I love
the way that they was building the suspense in the very beginning was like, okay, we about to get a nice nasty Batman going on, because it's like, we know he's going to be lurking in the shadows, but which shadows is he in? So it's like every single shot they had like a different shadow. I was like, is he right there? Is he right there? Is he coming? And as soon as he emerged, I think I was the only one in the day going, I'm not even a huge Batman fan, but I think I was the only one in the theater like, yeah, come on, Bat. Come on, Bat. But yeah, that opening sequence was very, very hard. Probably one of the best in DC right now, honestly.
I think it was almost it didn't top the Dark Knight when they opened with the bank with Joker.
Okay.
It didn't top that series. That was a top notch get right there. But it was on par. So did anybody catch the second guy that was doing the graffiti that was scared of Batman coming out the shadows? Like in my
He
mind,
ran
I'm
away.
like the joke that was like embedded in there that nobody was paying attention to, because you know how the joke is that Batman be just messing up people like on some light offenses. You know, you might be out here selling the little drills on the side. Batman would literally beat the shit out of you.
Next thing you know, you got broken ribs, broken leg.
Yeah.
I was just jaywalking. What's up?
Well, the dude, shout out to Saturday Night Live for highlighting that joke, because I think they pretty much was the catalyst for that joke.
The meme said, "Imagine buying a 3.5 and Batman come out of nowhere and break your arm."
Talk like, yo, I can't.
Who gave you this?
Like,
Was there really a Batman voice throughout the movie? Did Robert Pattinson really like channel a Batman voice? Because I don't think I really got that.
no.
Like, I kind of feel like he sounded exactly the same as Bruce Wayne as he was Batman.
I think the caveat there, what made another thing that it made this movie good for me, is I noticed when we was watching it, I was like, he doesn't have a Batman voice, but he doesn't talk a lot.
True.
So
Nope.
True.
he was about his actions, and I think that's smarter. That was like the only difference from all the other Batman movies, except for the Michael Keaton universe, because I don't think he really had a Batman voice either. Not really. Did he?
He kind of whispered a little bit. He
He
had like a whisper Batman voice. He's like, "Hey, I'm Batman," like
Yeah,
that.
he did.
But Christian Bale was the one that had the monster voice.
I hated his voice.
Tell me where she is.
Tell me where she is.
Like,
Tell me.
I get having the voice changer. Like, just give him a voice changer, please.
Yeah.
Him
Yeah.
trying to do it is like one of them little kids that try to do the deep voice. That's how the whole movie.
Now you sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sir, stop. Sir, stop it.
Nova went straight Stone Cold. But yeah, I thought that was like a really good point. What? I said I want a beer.
Wait, what was the little thing he used to?
Oh.
I take it. We're all watching WrestleMania this.
You were definitely watching
this time
WrestleMania
coming up.
together. We're definitely watching WrestleMania together.
All right, let's talk about the Riddler.
I love him.
Let's go ahead and get that out the way, so people don't think I'm hating on the Riddler. Like,
You're clearly hating on the Riddler.
I'm
sorry,
not.
guys.
I hated the Joker in the Dark Knight universe. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, huh?
Yeah, I
He
did.
said it. Yeah, he said
I
it.
did.
What'd you just say? Say it again.
I hated the Joker in the Dark Knight universe. In that set of movies.
Wow.
I said it. I'm okay with it. I say it online
I
all the
said
time.
it.
I say it online all the time. I said to you, and I tell you
Ace.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he was Anarchy in clown paint. I know a lot of people don't know the character
gosh.
Anarchy, but
Oh my god.
that's basically what it was.
That's
It was good.
disrespectful.
It was an interesting character. Okay, I'm not saying he was bad. It's just not the Joker. It's just not
So
the
you
Joker.
telling me that Heath Ledger's Joker did not tickle your fancy?
Not at all. Especially when he
Oh
talked.
my God.
Especially when he talked. Like, sir, no.
So
Maybe he had some weird glands going on in his mouth or something. I don't know.
it could have been, you know, they say when he passed away, rest in peace. It might have been drugs, so it could have been that stuff. And
And it just went with the character.
I mean,
it just went with the character.
the performance was awesome. I just don't see
It's
him,
just
I don't see him as a Joker.
it was just the character. It was the character, how they wrote him.
So,
And they missed. I feel like they missed the opportunity to bring another really good character into the limelight. If they had just let him be Anarchy, it would have been a whole different conversation about this. Because then it would have been like Heath Ledger influenced a brand new character into the comic book universe that's been there for a while that don't nobody know about. Kind of like what the animated series did for Harley Quinn. That was a new character. Didn't nobody know anything, you know, because she wasn't in existence. And then boom, now she's a mega character.
That's not true. We had Harley Quinn in the Batman cartoons.
That's what I'm talking about. In the Batman animated series, she didn't exist. Okay. Like they created her for that series, and now she's in the comic, and she's like one of the biggest characters ever. And what's another character that actually Iron Man? If it wasn't for Robert Downey Jr.'s role as Iron Man, we wouldn't have like this mainstream version of Iron Man that everybody loves.
Yeah, so that's true.
I'm hindsight booking here. But had they just let him be Anarchy, which is very obvious where they got some of the influence from, we could have had a new villain, an older villain brought back to the light, and then he would have been something really cool. He does show up in like some of the cartoons, by the way. I think it's like the Batman cartoon he shows up in, ironically. Anyway, but we're off subject, so I'm going to bounce it to you, Novacaine.
Well, actually, because I was going to ask this, since we are talking about the Joker. Was the Joker talking to the Riddler when they were sitting in the in jail?
Yes.
Was that the Joker?
That was the Joker, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that's right.
It's been confirmed that is the Joker.
Okay.
They confirmed it.
Okay, it's confirmed. Okay.
It's old buddy that was in what movie was that? Eternals?
That Marvel movie, yeah. Eternals,
he was in Eternals. He was the one that hit old girl in the head with the rock. Remember at the end of the movie, he hit her in the head with the rock. He was in love with this. I can't remember none of these.
So you talking about Icarus?
Icarus? No, not Icarus.
No, it wasn't Icarus.
The other guy, the
guy with the
mind powers. Yeah, he
I mean, not little eyes. He had the squinty eyes.
Yeah, him. Yeah, that is the Joker. Which
so he's the Joker now.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember either.
If we wasn't talking about it, I could tell you. But I'm excited to see what he could do because I feel like we're about to get another take. I'm hoping we go with. Well,
that really made me excited. That really made me excited because when they first was sitting there, I was like, "Oh, this is a whole new character. This is a character we know and love." And I forgot exactly what he said, but it was a specific line he said.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
I think so. I think that's what he said. That's what he said.
Speaking of the Joker, I think he's about to influence Riddler into becoming maybe the regular Riddler that we all know and love.
Then let's go.
That's what I was going to say earlier. I was like, I think he's going to basically motivate him, and then you'll start seeing, you probably won't see the question mark suit, but you may see a green suit, kind of like on, was that Gotham?
Yeah.
How the Riddler was done.
Best Riddler of all time so far. And I love Jim Carrey, but the Gotham Riddler, basically Riddler. He was basically the Riddler. He killed that role.
Barry Keoghan, that's his name. Barry, if I'm saying his last name right. Barry, that's old boy from the Eternals.
Yeah. Well, he like something else too. But no. Before we go off on another tangent, let's stick to the
Before you go off, let's stop.
Let's stick to the Riddler Joker conversation here. What did you think about the Joker reveal at the end? That was a spoiler too. Sorry, people. That was like a major spoiler.
Oh well, we already told them that it was gonna be filled with spoilers.
I know, but just wanted them to know. I'm nice.
When I first seen it, I was looking. I was like, "Is that Two-Face?" So my whole time I'm seeing this, cameras panning in, he's talking. I'm like, "Is that Two-Face?" And then they laugh, and I'm like,
laugh.
"No, that ain't Two-Face. Two-Face laughs, but not like that.
Not like that. That was the Joker laugh.
Yo, like that was
what solidified it. Yeah. Ooh.
If that was Two-Face, it was gonna be. But they didn't even introduce Harvey Dent or anything. So
yeah, they didn't. So
I was like,
thank God. Thank God. Oh,
but there is one thing that I will say that this movie holds one of my favorites and one of my best characters.
What was it?
Is Catwoman. Zoe Kravitz did that. Okay, she is Catwoman for me. I don't care about everybody else. And one thing I keep on hating with, I guess since I graduated from being a casual watcher, and I never really said that Halle Berry was my Catwoman. Like I already knew that movie was trash. She just looked good in the suit. But Halle Berry did not channel Catwoman at all.
Nope.
Zoe Kravitz. Oh,
yep.
Baby.
But hold on, we didn't even talk about Riddler for real. All right, so we had some issues. We got it straightened out. We were talking about the Riddler. Let's jump back into that because I know Novacaine wants to talk about Catwoman, and we're going to get to her next. So hold your thoughts on that one. So let's finish the conversation about Riddler and what we thought about his character, because I know at the beginning of the episode I said I had some issues, and I'm gonna get into that. But first, we're gonna kick it back to Ace.
So,
And you
Riddler,
tell us
my
how you felt
quick
about
bit
the
on
Riddler.
it is, he was just the right amount of insane, right amount of clinically insane. He had, the past going on with, as he grew up as an orphan and all of that good stuff, and then he had, his beef with Bruce, which he wasn't going to expose that, and then he was also trying to expose the government for what it is. And honestly, he wasn't wrong for the most of it. You like, okay, he wrong for killing them and doing that and all the other evil stuff, but the fact that he wanted the truth out front was dope, and I really like that.
Yeah,
I
could
that
definitely see.
change.
I'm here for that. I'm here for the truth being out front.
I can see Riddler as a conspiracy theorist, though.
Yeah, the Riddler was definitely Donald Trump as a.
Yo, don't kill the Riddler's clout now. Don't.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that just now.
My man was a whole Twitch streamer out here.
He was on Twitch, and then it was crazy because it was crazy because how he had gained so many supporters in such a small amount of time too. Because I felt like the Batman movie wasn't over.
No,
it had to be only a week span or something, maybe 2 week span.
Yeah, I think so because it started on Halloween because it was channeling the long Halloween. I think that's the name of that Batman art.
Yeah.
And I think it went into November 6th. Yeah, it wasn't a whole.
I thought it was October. I thought it was that month, and then it culminated on the 31st. I thought that's wasn't that long.
No. I think that
it started on the 31st.
Yeah, remember because at the beginning everybody was out for Halloween, and Bruce was out there. He was talking about how the people was out there, but then I think it was a week span. It was literally a week because it was on that 6th day. I think another person, I can't remember who I was watching, but they pointed this out, that Batman started his work on the 31st, which is that night, and it ended on that 6th day. When you compare it biblically to the Bible, it was God doing his work, and then he was done on the 7th day. He said it was good. That thing, Batman didn't exactly cross over into the 7th day.
Okay.
So it was symbolizing.
So it was 6 days.
Yeah, so it was symbolizing that Batman work would never be over. So I thought that was a good symbolism, which this movie is full of that a lot. Also, another thing and then we're going to jump back to the Riddler. Excuse me. Another thing that I really thought was dope was the fact that the villain actually survived the damn movie. Most of these movies be like, hey, it's only a one-time thing, let's kill off the villain. But the Batman was like, we have villains that come back all the time. Batman doesn't kill them, so why not have the Riddler sit in Arkham Asylum? Which I think Arkham is going to play a very good role in the future.
I was going to say that too. I like how they touched on Arkham. I cannot remember them touching on Arkham in the previous Batman much at all. At least Dark Knight. No, I don't remember them even mentioning it.
I mean, they may have hinted at it, but they haven't even had a real. Well, the Dark Knight, was that Arkham when the guy had the bomb in his chest? Was it a bomb in his chest? A cell phone in his stomach? What was it? Was that the Dark Knight?
I believe that was the one.
I can't remember.
Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight, because Dark Knight Rises was with Bane.
Dark Knight. But that wasn't. Oh no, that wasn't even Arkham. That was just a police station. Now that I think about it, that wasn't even Arkham. So they kind of hinted at it, but they haven't had any real scenes there.
Yeah. So now we know Arkham exists, and then when you bounce over to the Suicide Squad, they got Bear Reeve going. So I'm glad that, and now we got mobsters, legit mobsters in the movie where they're making prominent roles, with Falcone. And then he brought up, what's the other gangster that's always troubling Batman? Mahone. So now we got so many villains, even though Falcone's dead. We got so many villains, and we got Arkham set up. we're probably eventually going to get the Court of Owls. And this is all, and the fact that Riddler is still here, and I think we probably see Riddler again, reform.
Oh, I think we're definitely going to see him again.
And we're probably going to see him go after the conspiracy theory of the Court of Owls.
Oh, for
that's
the next
my
one,
bat
Court of
theory.
Owls. That's dope.
Maybe not the next one, because that's
in
a
the future.
because that's a big story arc. I say in the future. I say at least by the third, if Pattinson continues with this Batman and is successful, I think we go into the Court of Owls. I think we have to. It's like the only thing that ain't been touched in the movie for real. And given how they went back into Bruce's parents' background, how we connected everything with the Falcones and the Mahomes and the Arkhams, yeah. Oh, we definitely got to get, because these are the prominent families of Gotham. They were all involved in the Court of Owls in some.
And I love how this movie digs deeper into the Batman storyline. Like every other film, it was like, okay, we know Batman, he's a superhero, but we don't really know Batman and who he is and what made him a superhero. And even in this movie, it didn't really feel like he was a superhero. He definitely was given, super vigilante detective work.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, I know Batman's supposed to be the world's best detective, but he wasn't really giving me world's best detective in this film. I don't know if it's because he's still opening as Batman. Like, this is like, his first or second year as Batman?
Yeah,
so I wasn't getting, like, world's best detective, but I was given, like...
detective. I get it.
That he was a detective. You know what I mean?
Riddler
and he did a good job.
Riddler was in his ass in this movie, and I absolutely loved it.
Yes.
In that regard, they put respect on Riddler's name, and the fact that Batman is not the world's greatest detective yet, it made his job a little bit harder coming in contact with the Riddler. Which, again, for the future, I think when we do see the Riddler again, if we see him, when we see him, it's going to be a more seasoned, more controlled Riddler versus a Batman that knows more about detective work. Because he's, like you mentioned, he's still learning right now. So the detective side, we know he's violent. We've seen him whoop some ass. The subway scene is legendary to me at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the mental game, I think that's going to play. This is
the Riddler
definitely got crime into Batman, and this is
the Riddler really got into his head too, because was the Riddler saying that he knew Batman was Bruce Wayne?
I think he did know that he was Bruce Wayne, and I think he knew, and I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure, because then he said he went to he went to his house. He went to Wayne Manor and did what he had to do there. So I'm pretty sure he knew that, and he wanted everybody to tie it to Bruce and the Batman. And I just think that I don't think anybody else did it, but I think he did know.
I'm not gonna say he strongly knows. I think he suspects.
He has an idea.
Yeah, that's just how I feel, because the way they played the scene, it felt like he was saying, "Yeah, I know you're Batman," but then it didn't seem like I ain't gonna tell nobody because I know the camera's there type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It felt more like I'm suspecting, but I don't have ironclad proof just yet.
It was the way he was saying Bruce Wayne for me.
It's hard to get proof too, unless you're on the inside. It's hard to get that proof.
If you're not Alfred, you don't know.
Right? Oh, since you brought up, hold on.
Shout out to Alfred.
So, how did you guys dig this Alfred? Now, we know it sounded like he was military. He sounded like he was the bodyguard of Bruce. If you watch any part of Pennyworth, you kind of get those vibes a bit. So, what do you guys think about it? That's a show on HBO, by the way, people.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list.
I've not finished it. I'm only like on episode.
We're in the same spot.
I'm about to watch it. We're gonna be talking.
Yeah, so it definitely felt
a good
like
show?
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot. So so definitely that's one you should definitely check out, and especially since we're getting a Batman movie on HBO. Well, not a Batman movie, a Batgirl show with Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. I don't know how all these things are going to connect. I do also
Yeah.
know we were supposed to get a Gotham movie that is definitely set in the same universe as the Batman.
Oh, really?
Wait a
Yes,
minute.
a
Wait.
Gotham show. I'm sorry, but they changing the aspect where they're going to be talking about Arkham, and it's going to be more of the supernatural side of things, maybe a bit
So
spooky
a
here and there.
show
So
based off the TV, I mean a movie based off
Ooh.
the TV show Gotham, or a show based off the TV show Gotham?
no, it's a Gotham PD show that was supposed to follow Commissioner Gordon based on the Batman
Oh,
movie.
so okay, so
It's in
it's
the
not
same
related to
universe.
It's
Gotham,
the
the
same
show
universe.
that ended, was that a year or two ago? Okay.
No,
I was gonna say, I was like, hold on, wait a
no.
minute, because if you remember how that ended, it ended with, young Batman. He was in his cape and cowl, and he had just got back from, I think with
Yeah,
I can't think of the name of the, yeah, and him and his
Ra's
people. I think he had just got back from him, and that's how it ended. But
Ooh.
Okay, Ra's or Rise, depending on what era of
mhm.
Batman you watched and loved, it goes either way. It's you can easily you can easily connect this Batman with Gotham a little bit because right the way it ended, so I can see it continuing into the Batman, or you could connect Pennyworth to this effort so far because. And I haven't watched the whole series, so I might be jumping the gun a little bit on this one. And it's still going, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Okay.
but just by the military background and all of that good stuff. So, DC, they can have an easily set up universe. Easily. But you can't connect Gotham. No, you can't connect the show
Yeah, it's
Gotham because the
different.
Riddler, Penguin, and all that. Yeah, so probably better connection would be the Pennyworth if we're speculating. Let's jump into some more characters. The Riddler is cool. I don't hate him. I just hate some of the way they portrayed him because none of his trademark stuff is there. And they was already kind of like calling him the Riddler. And we barely got people calling Batman the Batman.
He's vengeance.
Which was a cool comic
Vengeance.
callback. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. But now after I'm talking to you guys a little bit more, I'm a little soda on the road. I give him some time. I
The
like the
Riddler
Riddler a
supporter
little bit.
at the end. And we was like, what's your name? And he's like, I'm Vengeance. I was like, oh, you about to get beat up.
Yo, when Batman hit that adrenaline though, he was like, "Ooh."
Speaking of that
Adrenaline.
adrenaline, you know what it is or look like, right? Like
It did look like Venom.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, Venom?
It
It
did.
looked just like that. So
I heard that, and people were saying no. So I guess it remains to be seen. But
it's
Batman
either
on
that
Venom,
or it's
though?
that drug. I can't think of the name of that drug. Yes,
The drop,
got to be that one or the other. Or
which is also, if I'm not mistaken, that is also the name of the drug in the comic, which is another callback to the comic.
That's what they was taking in the movie.
and
the drop.
which
Yeah.
comic
They was like,
was
there's
it
some
that he
drop
actually
dudes.
ended up
Yeah.
on that stuff? He was on the drop. Like he took it. It was a comic. It was. I have to remember. I have to look that up and see. But it's a lot of
That's the
comics.
thing about Batman, especially when he dealt with Scarecrow. This man is always accidentally getting caught up in some
He
drugs.
just shot some mist, some of that booger sugar in his face, and now he don't know what to do.
This last
Now we
comic
got a
arc,
strung out Batman.
this last arc of Batman, one of the newer arcs here recently, he got hit with something, and that man was tripping for the whole time. So I don't even know. Like, we just gotta see. We just gotta wait and see what's happening. 'Cause
So-
Batman
so
accidentally
this
gets strung
movie-
out often.
This movie has really set up a lot of different opportunities then.
Yes.
Because you guys know I'm not really that familiar with the comics, but like just having this conversation is just making me think how many different ways they could really go with this.
Yep. Like
It's
and
exciting.
It is because super fan theory here of a person who dabs in Batman comics because I do like the Batman comic book character. I just don't like the Batman as a whole because plot armor and stuff he be having sometimes. But I wouldn't hate if they go into a super massive event, 8-10 years down the road where we get like the Dark Knight's metal arc of Batman, Where this Batman, and a lot of fans saying they see this in him, gets hit with the Joker toxin
Oh,
and like really hit with it and becomes
I
the Joker,
remember
the
that.
Batman who laughs.
That would be great.
Yo, so if we get Bat Joker here with Robert Pattinson, I think he could pull it off. I'm not saying that's
so
going to
too.
happen, but I would love to see it happen.
I think so too. Do you think Robert Pattinson did a good job as
Yeah,
Bruce
I do.
Wayne?
I don't think he did a bad job. I just think there wasn't a lot to work with. But I can understand him being where he is, though, in life. Like, you could tell he has a lot of anger still there, especially when it came down to the confrontation with Falcone when he was finding out more stuff about his parents. And that would affect you. You had this view of your parents being these great people and doing so much great work, and then you have somebody lying on you, on your parents. How would you? He was like, I know that ain't not my mama, not my daddy. Like, who the hell are you? I'm gonna beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out that it's actually true. So I think he was right on the money. I just wish we had a little bit more. But we was in that boy for 3 hours, so
You don't need no.
Yeah.
can't put it all in there.
I like this
Yeah,
Bruce.
we
I like
was
this
in there.
Bruce because it was a Bruce that you have each Bruce from the other Batmans. Batman 1989, Dark Knight, Batman Forever, Batman. But his Bruce seemed closer to the Bruce that's written, or the Bruce that we've seen from other darker comics. Not necessarily that 90s anime. Yeah, the
Bruce with
Bruce
the
that
actual
got
mental
you need
problems.
therapy, because that Bruce, and it's like that's the closest Bruce.
Absolutely.
The last Dark Knight's Bruce was okay. He was okay, but he was just more the mogul, the money mogul, the ladies man and stuff. With his Bruce, he not the ladies man. He's not the they don't have the sex symbol part of it, which he's just Bruce. He's still learning. He's still dark. He's still, a recluse to some sense. So he's like, and he has a lot of money. Not the billionaire.
Not the billionaire.
Exactly.
Not the billionaire playboy.
Like that. Not at least not yet. He may be that after Catwoman on land.
Yeah.
He may develop that, because you know how he feels about that.
And it seems like Alfred is pushing him into that. You got to be more out.
You got to be more. Yeah, you got to be. You got to be a Wayne.
Yeah, like if you're still going to see this movie after we just spoiled like 90% of it here, you definitely got, when you go watch it, you have to put it in the light of, this is still kid Bruce kind of, like, mentally.
Yeah.
He hasn't developed into this mature, I got to answer for every damn thing. And I hope he doesn't really evolve into that version too much, because it's fun. That's what makes Batman annoying to me. Like, people hate Superman because they only see the Boy Scout side. That's Batman has developed into you only see the non-failure side, and seeing him fail has been shocking for a lot of people, and people are like hurt that Batman had the audacity to jump off the roof, and then his parachute malfunctions, and then the ground fucks him up. You know what I'm saying? And in his defense, he did get up, like he didn't take the hit, but
like, woo,
Boy.
sir.
We was in there crying laughing. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was dying laughing. I was dying laughing. I was like, what in the world? Okay.
I was crying. I was like,
let's talk about how some people, why we think some people wouldn't like this film.
Like I just mentioned, he not super Batman no more right now.
He not super Batman.
Yeah. The Batman that can lift 800 pounds.
So the ones that went into the film,
tons, whatever.
So the people that went into the film expecting I guess a previous Batman film, they would be disappointed.
I don't want to say disappointed. I say surprised.
Okay.
But people only like the version of things they like. Hey, case in point, so I won't sound like a hypocrite, I totally understand that I am one of those people when it came down to the Riddler. Totally understand. And also the Joker. in the Dark Knight films. So this is not me pointing fingers. This is me telling you from the aspect of a fan who read these comics, who understand the psychological part of them with a lot of the characters, who looks deeper for other things. And when things are missing, it can be like, yo, but what about this thing that you didn't address in this movie right now? You know what I'm saying? So I can understand it. So if people love Batman and they only see Batman one way.
Yeah, and I can see why people didn't like it, because this was, like I said at the very beginning, this was a completely different type of film. Even if you take out Batman, you know, the way that they wrote it, the cinematography, how they were editing it, the camera angles, everything was just completely different than your average film. And it's definitely not, I don't know if I would, no, I don't think I'm going to classify this as a superhero film. It's a detective movie.
Yeah, I think it's in that vein of the Joker. People didn't like that version. The what's his name?
I don't remember what his name was. Mm-hmm.
The recent solo Joker movie. A lot of people didn't like that one because
Joker, Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't like that movie because I was like, this is not Joker. And I was like,
but it was.
I said the same thing about Heath Ledger's Joker, but shut up now. Because I like this Joker.
They were saying that about what Joker?
Oh, Jared Leto.
Suicide Squad movie Joker. I think I was like the only one that liked him. Jared Leto. I think I was the only person that liked him.
Okay, so comic books actually does have a reason.
Yeah.
Why we see all these different Jokers, because they all absolutely exist. The Jack Nicholson gangster Joker, the Heath Ledger modern gangster Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix type of Joker. It's because the Joker. What'd I say?
No, you said it.
Did I not say?
All of them was gangsters except for Joaquin. All of them was gangsters except for Joaquin.
Yeah, but they were like different,
different types of gangsters.
Yeah, and then you had Heath Ledger's Joker, which I have not seen him in the comic book, but basically another recent arc for the Joker. They were telling the story of how you had the gangster Joker, which I think is the main Joker, was going around looking for a successor, and he was kidnapping these people off the street, turning them into a Joker. Even the comedian Joker that we all thought was going to be the Joker in the Gotham, the dude that was telling the jokes from Fresh Beat Band, there's a version of him in the comic. I think that he may have been the one that was the killing joke. Anyway, point is, these are clones of people that the Joker imposed his DNA on to make into Jokers. And your three favorite Jokers are the three main Jokers that you see in the comic book, but there's implied that there are others, which is also another organization that kind of lead into the Court of Owls. But
and you got,
that's the point.
And then you can't leave out, you have the Jokers that were on Batman Beyond. And it was a bunch of the whole gang. And I think it was called the Jokers, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, and then even in the Batman Beyond the movie, where they brought the Joker back by putting the Joker DNA on top of not Jason Todd, what's the other, the second Robin?
Tim Drake.
Third Robin, Tim Drake. They put his DNA on top of Tim Drake's DNA and made him into the Joker in that movie. So, which is the same thing that happened to the Batman Who Laughs, which is the same thing that was happening to all the other Jokers we seen in the main
Interesting. I do. Yeah. I do. I gotta catch up. I really gotta get into the comic books because I feel like I'm just missing a lot of things, even with the Marvel side too. Like I just know I'm missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's complicated. Comics are hard to get into because
no, they're not.
I'm saying like you don't know where to jump in. Like there's so many different arcs. You don't know what's the main comic. You don't know what's an Elseworld story, and it can be hard. You like, all right, I see this Dark Knight's metal stuff, but is this main? Is this canonical? And it is, but it's not. It's weird. It's a weird little horror.
Say that word 3 times fast.
Canonical.
But what you can,
I like that.
Start a book club. Start your book club, and y'all read comic books.
He said it 3 times.
I know my best friend. He got a book
he really
club.
said it 3 times fast.
Well,
I was gonna do that.
That's a good idea.
We're about to start
That's a good
The
idea.
Ace McFly's comic book club.
Yeah. That's a good idea, actually.
The book
Shoot,
club,
I don't
that'll
know
get
about
you
me.
in.
You know what though? If you don't want to buy all these comics and you want people to explain these comics to you, there's
No.
always YouTube channels that really go in depth about these.
You know, I actually tried to do that, and some of them,
Look, I only
some of
trust
these YouTubers, YouTube has definitely changed so much in what,
Longer than
15
that.
years? It's been 15 years yet?
it's been a while.
It's going on. It's going on it, but YouTube content just isn't the same. So sometimes I just don't want to sit there and listen. I literally would rather read it myself.
Oh yeah, I would suggest that you read it, but those comic arts that you just like, I don't want to.
You don't
I
feel
want to
like
know
it.
what's going on, and I don't want to drop $3, $4, $5 on like trying to keep
I do
up
that
with this.
I do that with manga. Like if I'm watching an anime and I know the anime is off the rails and I know that they read the manga, I'll do that for
Yeah.
anime, but I haven't done it for anything else.
I do sometimes. Like I rock Dope Spills. That guy is really good, and I do Blurt Without Fear as well. But if I hear him say, "for all intents and purposes," like one more time, I'm gonna explode though. I'll be like, "Yo, did he just say this again?" He said it like 5 times in one video.
Isn't that
I was
how you
watching
say
about
it,
this
right?
man. In all intents and purposes,
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That's
it's
not how you
not
say
right. Then how do you say it, man?
it. Say it again. For all intents, like
Yes.
tint on your car.
No, intent. Like intent.
Oh, intent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like you have an intent to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that felt like a Blue's Clues moment for some reason.
I don't know. I just
heard-
feel like he's saying it wrong for some odd reason. I don't
You
know.
know, it might have been my
I
country
heard people
drawl
say
a little bit
intensive.
Oh, yeah,
like
you know.
intensive care. I'm like,
you
no,
got
that
that
ain't
country.
it. That ain't it. That ain't it. It ain't
Yeah,
intensive.
that ain't right either. I thought it was for all intended. I thought it was intended purposes.
No, I always heard all intents and purposes.
Nah. That's not right.
Oh, you said all intended purposes? Maybe. I mean,
what I thought it was. I
either
don't know.
way, it makes the same point in argument, though. I think.
Are we going to talk about Catwoman now?
Nope,
Commissioner
we're gonna go
Gordon.
into Commissioner Gordon. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about the Catwoman.
I do love that Commissioner Gordon was
I
black.
said we were
Oh,
gonna
he's not
talk
even Commissioner Gordon yet.
We're talking about Catwoman.
I love that he's black. I love that the new
So you
leader
just gonna
is
keep
black.
going. Space Gang, thank you for listening in. Thank you, honorary guest host, President Ace McFly, for coming through.
Yes. Thank you, Ace.
But do us a favor and head over to www.vbkspadeshow.com. That's www.vbkspadeshow.com, where you get hoodies like this one, mugs. I don't have the mug.
I don't
on
have
me.
mine.
Ooh, you are fired. And
It's in the dishwasher.
all the latest episodes, video and audio, and really cool blogs. I did a blog recently about animes that you didn't know were actually animes that you've been watching.
Good read.
Lying, talking about y'all ain't watching animes, but thank you. And also we have some great haikus. I think we have 4 up. We should have 5 this week from Novacaine. And eventually we're going to get honorary guest host over here, Ace, on the site doing his analysis when he has time as well. But Novacaine, let me know what else they got to do for us.
Head on over to Spotify and leave us a 5-star rating, and head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review and also a 5-star rating, so we know which way to grow and which way to go.
I thought you was going to do the song.
No, I was gonna do the song this
I was
time.
going to hit the Stevie Wonder dance. All right, Space Gang.
You ain't right.
This has been guest host Ace McFly, along with.
Now you got it. Dang, that karma
messing
got you.
up. Now
That's that Stevie Wonder joke.
Dang.
That was that Stevie
Dang.
Wonder.
Now you gotta edit this part. Exactly. You set yourself up.
All right, Space Gang. This has been Ace McFly. I have been VBK Spades, along with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
All right, Space Gang, we out.